The year was 1990. India stood at a crossroads, grappling with social and political upheaval. The air was thick with tension, and the nation was on the brink of significant change. It was in this charged atmosphere that Lal Krishna Advani, the leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, or BJP, embarked on a journey that would alter the course of Indian politics. His mission was clear, and his resolve unshakable. This was no ordinary journey. It was a meticulously planned expedition with a singular purpose. Advani's mode of transport was a Toyota converted to resemble a mythological chariot, a rath. This symbolic vehicle was designed to evoke deep cultural and religious sentiments. His destination, Ayodhya, the site of the disputed Babri Masjid, a structure many Hindus believed stood on the birthplace of Lord Ram. This destination was chosen with great deliberation. This Ramrath Yatra, as it came to be known, was not just a pilgrimage. It was a carefully crafted political campaign. It was a journey designed to stir the hearts and minds of millions. Advani, a shrewd strategist, understood the emotive power of the Ram Temple issue. He knew that this was a cause that could unite a significant portion of the population. With every mile the Rath covered, it stirred up deep-seated religious sentiments, galvanizing support for the BJP's demand for a Ram temple in Ayodhya. The journey was as much about the destination as it was about the path taken. The Rath became a symbol of Hindu resurgence. Its progress followed with a mix of anticipation and anxiety by a nation on the brink of transformation. Every stop was a spectacle, every speech a call to action. The response to Advani's call was overwhelming. The sheer number of people who turned up was a testament to the deep-rooted sentiments he had tapped into. From small towns to bustling cities, vast crowds gathered to catch a glimpse of the man who promised to restore Ram to his rightful place. The movement was gaining momentum with each passing day. The air reverberated with chants of Jai Shri Ram, a slogan that transcended its religious connotation to become a potent political war cry. It was a unifying call that resonated deeply with the masses. The Rath Yatra tapped into a wellspring of Hindu sentiment, uniting people across caste and class lines under the banner of Hindutva. It was a movement that transcended traditional social boundaries. The journey, however, was not without its critics. There were many who viewed it with suspicion and concern. Many saw it as a cynical ploy to divide the country along religious lines, a dangerous game that threatened India's secular fabric. The debate was intense and polarized. The Rath Yatra, they argued, was a blatant attempt to exploit religious sentiments for political gain. A dangerous precedent that could have far-reaching consequences for India's fragile social harmony. The stakes were incredibly high. As the Rath made its way across the country, it left in its wake a trail of heightened emotion, setting the stage for a confrontation that would shake India to its core. The journey was a catalyst for change, for better or worse. Answering the call to action, thousands of volunteers, dubbed Karsevaks, or those who serve God through physical labor, joined the movement. These individuals, driven by faith and fueled by the promise of a Ram temple, embarked on their own arduous journeys to Ayodhya. They came from every corner of India, from snow-capped mountains and sun-drenched plains, their numbers swelling with each passing day. Their journey was a testament to their devotion. They traveled on foot, by train, and in overcrowded buses, enduring hardship and discomfort with unwavering determination. Many walked for days, their meager belongings slung over their shoulders, their faces etched with fatigue, but their spirits lifted by shared purpose. They braved scorching sun and torrential rain, their resolve unshaken by the challenges that lay ahead. Along the way, they were sustained by the kindness of strangers. Villagers, inspired by their dedication, opened their homes and hearts to the weary travelers, offering them food, water, and a place to rest. These acts of generosity transcended religious and social barriers, serving as a powerful reminder of the unifying spirit of faith. The journey to Ayodhya was, for many, a deeply spiritual experience, a test of their devotion and a reaffirmation of their faith. The Karsevaks' journey was not merely a physical one, it was a pilgrimage imbued with deep religious significance. Each step they took was an act of devotion, a testament to their unwavering belief in the righteousness of their cause. Their unwavering commitment, fueled by faith and driven by purpose, transformed them into a formidable force, a tide of humanity converging on Ayodhya with a shared dream to witness the resurrection of the Ram Temple. The Ram Temple movement did not unfold in a political vacuum. It was a period of intense socio-political activity in India. It coincided with another significant development, the implementation of the Mandal Commission report, which aimed to address deep-rooted social inequalities. This report, commissioned in 1979 to address caste-based inequalities, recommended reserving 27% of government jobs and educational institutions for other backward classes, or OBCs. It was a bold move aimed at leveling the playing field for historically marginalized communities. The then Prime Minister VP Singh announced its implementation in August 1990, igniting a firestorm of protest and debate. The nation was suddenly divided, with passionate arguments on both sides. The confluence of these two events, the Ram Temple movement and the Mandal Commission, created a deep fissure in Indian society. It was a time of great upheaval and transformation. On one side were those who saw the Ram Temple as a symbol of Hindu identity and pride. They believed it was a matter of reclaiming their cultural heritage. They felt that the time had come to rectify what they perceived as historical injustices against Hindus. This sentiment was deeply rooted in a sense of historical grievance and cultural revival. On the other side were those who championed social justice and saw the Mandal Commission as a crucial step towards uplifting marginalized communities. They argued that affirmative action was necessary to correct centuries of discrimination. They viewed the Ram Temple movement with suspicion, fearing that it would exacerbate communal tensions and undermine social harmony. The fear was that it would lead to further polarization and conflict. This period witnessed the rise of what came to be known as Mandal versus Kamandal politics. It was a clash of ideologies, each with its own vision for the future of India. The Mandal represented the forces advocating for social justice and affirmative action, while the Kamandal, a water pot used by Hindu priests, symbolized the assertion of Hindu identity. These symbols became rallying points for their respective movements. The political landscape became sharply polarized, with parties scrambling to appeal to their respective constituencies. It was a time of intense political maneuvering and realignment. The Congress, once the dominant force in Indian politics, found itself caught in the crosshairs, struggling to navigate this complex and volatile terrain. The party had to balance competing demands and interests. This period marked a watershed moment in Indian politics. It was a turning point that would shape the nation's political landscape for decades to come. It brought to the fore the fault lines of caste and religion, issues that had simmered beneath the surface of Indian society for decades. These issues now demanded urgent attention and resolution. The Ram Temple movement and the Mandal Commission, though distinct in their origins and objectives, became inextricably intertwined, shaping the political discourse and influencing the trajectory of Indian democracy for years to come. Their legacy continues to be felt in contemporary India. As Advani's wrath made its way across North India, it became a symbol of a larger political movement. It entered Bihar, a state then ruled by Lalu Prasad Yadav, a man known for his political acumen. A shrewd politician known for his populist appeal and sharp political instincts, Lalu was always a step ahead in the political game. Lalu viewed the Rath Yatra with a wary eye, understanding its potential implications. He recognized the potential of the Ram Temple issue to ignite communal tensions, a fire that could spread rapidly, particularly in a state with a history of Hindu-Muslim strife, where even a small spark could lead to widespread unrest. Moreover, he saw Advani's growing popularity as a direct threat to his own political base and influence. On October 23, 1990, a date that would be etched in political history in a move that sent shockwaves through the country, Lalu ordered the arrest of L.K. Advani in Samastipur, Bihar. A bold and controversial decision. The arrest brought the Rath Yatra to an abrupt halt, stopping it in its tracks, effectively preventing Advani from reaching Ayodhya, the intended destination of his journey. Lalu justified his actions, claiming that the yatra posed a threat to law and order, a stance he maintained firmly. He accused Advani of inciting communal passions, a charge that resonated with many, and warned that his government would not allow Bihar to be plunged into chaos, a clear message to all. The arrest of Advani had far-reaching consequences, altering the political landscape. It catapulted Lalu onto the national stage, making him a household name, portraying him as a staunch defender of secularism, a title he wore with pride, and a bulwark against the rising tide of Hindu nationalism, a force he opposed vehemently. It solidified his support base among Muslims and other minorities who saw him as their protector and ally, a leader who stood up for their rights. However, it also deepened the Hindu-Muslim divide, a rift that would take years to heal. With many Hindus viewing Lalu's actions as an affront to their religious sentiments, a betrayal of their faith. Lalu's intervention in the Rath Yatra was a calculated gamble, a move that could have gone either way, that yielded significant political dividends, boosting his career and influence. It cemented his image as a secular icon, a leader who stood for unity and justice, and a champion of social justice, a voice for the marginalized and oppressed. However, it also contributed to the growing polarization of Indian society along religious lines, a division that would have lasting impacts, further complicating the already fraught relationship between Hindus and Muslims, a relationship marked by suspicion and mistrust. The arrest of Advani was a turning point, a moment that changed the course of Indian politics. A stark reminder of the explosive potential of the Ram Temple issue, a topic that could ignite passions and lead to unrest. And its capacity to ignite passions and reshape the political landscape, a force that would continue to influence Indian politics for years to come.